Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to VBCS knowledge sharing sessions. Thank you for watching my videos. In this session, we are going to create a web application. User will enter the details in the form. So we will take those inputs and we can store into business objects. This is the form. We are going to create a service request form, right? Whenever user click on the create button, the data should be stored in business objects or a backend table. Okay. Key takeaways from the session. End of the session, you are going to familiar with these components. Let's go through the outline. So we are going to create a business object and we can insert the data into business object. And we are going to create a type. And also we are going to create a type from the REST endpoint. Okay. And then we are going to create a variable from the custom type in VBCS. We can use the if else condition. Okay. When it's come to components, actions, notification. So we are going to use the form layout and input text combo box, and we will create a button. We will perform a trigger action. We will create a variables and we can assign those variables. Okay. And also we will create a fire notification. We can present the success and error message. Now I'm going to create a simple compliant registration form. These are the list of columns that we are going to enable in our user interface. Okay. Let's go to the application. I'm going to create a new application. Application name is compliant registration application. Okay, I'm going to select the empty application. Click on finish. Okay, so we will create a business object and we can map to the user input, right? So this is the business object. So you can click on the business object. So I'm going to give the name as compliance. Okay, create. Now I'm going to enable the fields. Okay, these are the list of fields. First one is the compliant name is the text. String value we have to select it. Create field and contact number. Contact number is the number, right? You have to give this symbol, phone symbol. Create field. Next one is the compliant type. So string. Compliant description. String. Next one is the priority and status, and compliant date is the date. Okay, date you have to select this field. Create field. So our business object is ready. Okay, now we are going to create a web application. Go here, create a web application. Application is compliant registration application. Okay, click on create. Once the page is loaded, so I'm going to remove the complete code. We are going to create a fresh page. Okay, this is the look and feel, right? So I want to give some heading for my application. So you have to search with the heading in the components, right? Click on the components. Here you can search with the heading. Just drag and drop. Okay. So here you can see the text, right? If you go to the backend, either you can change the text value or you can change from the properties. Okay. So I'm going to give some meaningful name, complaint registration. Okay. Go to the live. Okay. Now I'm going to reduce the length of the setting. You have to go to the code again. Either you can go for the 3 or 4. Let me give the 4. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So now we are going to select the form layout, because form layout is used to display and capture structured data in a clean and organized way. right? So we are going to select the 7 fields. Okay, so what we can do, let me select the form layout. Okay, take this field. Okay, you can see the backend code generated. Okay. 5, another 2 fields are required. Okay, if you come here. Okay, so the first field is a text field, so you have to select with the input text. Okay, this is input text. Okay, contact number also, the phone format we are going to take as a input text, and a complaint type we are going to give the drop down to the user, so user will select one value from the drop down. All right, so to give the drop down we have to give the combo box, so I'm going to select the combo box one. Okay, next with the complaint description, it's input text again. Priority and status we are going to give the drop down. All right, so combo box. For this we are going to give the one. Okay, so last one is the complaint date. So complaint basically input date. Just drag and drop, you can put here. Okay, and we are going to create one more button for the process the data into business object. Right, we have to submit this request. All right, now we are going to select with the button. Right, so take here. Okay, this is the button. Right, for this button what we can do, we have to change the name as submit. Okay, and one of the important field, chroming. So we are going to select the call to action, so we are going to perform an action, right? I'm going to select this one. Okay, submit. So you can apply the styling how you want. If you want large, okay, or small. Okay, let me put large. So now we are going to create a type. Okay, this is the type based on the REST endpoint. Okay, basically type refers to the custom data structure. It contain attributes and data types like string, boolean, object, array. Okay, here we can create a type based on the endpoint. Okay, so the moment you click on the business object, it will show the list of operations, because you can expose the business object as a REST endpoint. Okay, cancel it. If you go here, right, if you click on here, you can see the endpoint. Okay, so get, patch, delete, post methods are enabled. Right, by using this endpoint we can publish the data. Right, so in order to publish the data into business object, we can use the post operation. If you want to fetch any value, we can go for the get operation. All right, in our case we are going to use the post operation. Okay, so again I'm going to, okay, my page, I'm going to create a variable type. Okay, based on the endpoint. Okay, so if you click on it, we are going to publish the data into business object, so that we are going to select the post operation. Click on next. So whatever the columns you want to see in the user interface, you can select these columns. First complaint name, and then contact number, and complaint type, and then compliant description and priority and status, and last one is the compliant date. Okay, click the finish. Okay, you can give it some meaningful name. Okay, compliant BO business object type. Okay, it's a compliant type. Now I am going to create a variable, because whatever the data user insert into the field, the data will store in that variable, right? So whatever the data you entered by the user, we have to store that data into variable, right? So that we are going to create a variable here. Okay, click on variable. Variable name is, okay, compliant client registration variable. Okay, so type, whatever the type we created already, we have to select the compliant BO type. Okay, here you can change the meaningful name. Okay, this is the type which we created, compliant registration variable. Okay, now we are going to map this variable to our input text, right? Again, you have to go to the page designer, go to the design mode. So you have to select the input text. Okay, so what is the first field? Now first field, go here, it's a contact complaint name. First one, you have the label hint, complaint name. Okay, okay, so if you go to the data, we have to map the business object value to this input text field, right? So if you click on here, it will show your variable. Okay, we are going to use this variable to store the data entered by the user, right? So our first field, the complaint name. Okay, complaint name, save. Okay, we map the business object to this field. Okay, let's see any other field we can change it. We can do that. So user assistant density, you can give compact, anything is fine. Okay. Next one is contact number. So we have to change the label. Go to the general. Okay, label text, contact number. Okay, here you are going to select okay contact number, save. Next one is the combo box. Okay, so we are going to show the complaint type, right? Go to the general. So let's remove the label hint. I'm going to give the complaint type. Okay. So we are going to provide list of values, right? Billing, service, technical, other. So here you can see the quick start option. Okay, so you have to go to the, either you can derive the list of values from the business object, or you can go for the static list of values. Okay, so let me select this one, billing, label billing, value billing. Okay, then next one is the service. Okay, one more is technical, Next one is the other. Okay, finish. Okay, we are giving the list values, but we are going to map the data to complaint type, right? Complaint type. Okay. So from quick start option, we are going to give the list of values to the user. Okay. So if you go to the live, you can see the list of values coming for this field. Okay. Okay. So complaint type is done. Complaint description is a text, right? So let me select the same thing. Go to the data. Complaint description. Okay. So go to the data. So we are going to select the complaint description. Save. Okay. If you want to give other properties, you can give here. User density, user assistant density. Either you can give efficient or compact. Okay. Just a demonstration purpose, I am selecting compact. Okay. Complaint disk is completed. Next one is the priority. Okay, priority also combo box. Okay, go to the general. Change the label hint. Give the priority. Okay, so we can give the list of values. Then we can map this field. Okay, first go to the list of values. We can go the static list of values. Here we can give the low, medium, sorry, low, next one, medium, then high. Okay, finish. Now I'm going to map this value. Okay, this value is priority, right? Drag this variable, priority. Okay, after priority we have status. Okay, to change this label, go to the general, remove this label hint, status. Okay, status also we are going to give multiple drop down. Okay, for now I'm going to give go to the quick start, static values, open, in progress, last one is closed. Okay, finish. Okay, complaint it should be date only, you no need to do anything. Okay, so let's go to the live ones, so we can see all the drop down details. Okay, okay, so now when user click on the submit button, we want to call the BO endpoint, that means business object endpoint, and we want to pass the data exist in that variable, right? So we want to pass the same data to variable, right? So how to do this, right? So what we can do, in order to do that, again go to the design mode, click on submit. Okay, click on event. Okay, so we are going to perform some action. here action is we are submitting the data, right. So our data is available on whatever the data entered in this field, okay, we are going to store in the variable, okay. And once you submit this, once you click on the submit button, so whatever the data exists in the variable, we are going to post to the business object to the REST endpoint. All right. So what we can do, so again I'm showing, click on the submit button, go to the event, okay, click on here, you can see the on ojAction, click on here, okay. Now we are going to perform some button action, all right, button action chain. So now I'm going to call the REST endpoint, okay. The moment you click on the submit button, all right, we are performing action. So we are going to call the REST endpoint, right. So here you are going to select the REST endpoint here, okay. So our REST endpoint post, click on select, okay. Now I am going to show you how to use the notification, fire notification, right. Okay. So before creating a fire notification, once you call this test point, now you have to map the our data to request body. So already our data exists in the variable. So we have to map to the request body, right? So you have to open this body, right? So this is the variable. So we are storing the users data in this variable. So we are mapping with the body, right? So just map here, okay? Save, okay? First we have to call the REST endpoint with the post operation. Then we have to go to the uh, parameter, go to the body, and we have to do the mapping, okay. So mapping is completed. Now I am going to fire some notification, okay. So I am going to display mode, here I am going to confirmation, I am taking confirmation, summary, save, okay na? So I am going to present some message, go here. So I am going to present record, save it, okay, with the status, right. So status is, if you go to the response, you will get a status, right. Okay, status, save, okay. So now it's time to test the this endpoint, this UI base, okay. Go to the page designer, okay. So now I'm going to enter some values, okay. Complaint, what is the we are going to give some complaint name here, uh, high current bill, okay. Contact number, complaint type, billing, complaint bill, complaint description also I'm going to give the same thing, priority, so high, status, open. But basically this status will we can change based on the current status, okay. Date today, okay. Now I'm going to submit this request. See, record saved. That means we got the response 201, right. So if you go to your business object, if you go to the complaints, if you go to the data, see, so high current bill, billing, these values get stored in the business object, okay. So now let's go here again. Okay. So now we have to go to the again design, submit. Okay, you have to go to the events, right? This is the button action chain. Go here. Now we are going to perform. In case of success, we are going to give the success message. In case of any errors, we are going to give the error message, right? For this action, we are going to use the if else condition. Okay. So let me remove this delete option. Okay. Now I am going to add the if condition. Okay. If the status is successful, then we are going to give the messages record create successfully. Okay. In case of fail, we can give the exception, right? So you can go here. Here you can check with the status. Okay, status is 201. Okay, I'm going to fire a notification. Drag and drop here. Summary is saved. Notification type confirmation. Message record save successfully. Okay, I'm going to show the status. Okay, save. For this if class, I'm going to add else condition to raise an exception, right? So in case of any errors, we have to give the message like it's not saved. Okay, go to the code. Okay, here we are going to add else condition. Else. Okay, I'm going to same copy paste this thing. Okay, this is for error. I'm just changing the properties. Okay, just record creation failed. Okay, this is error. Okay, if you go design mode, you can see the properties here, right? Else block is added. Okay, let's go to the page designer once again. Okay, now I am going to do some cosmetic changes on the look and feel. Okay, see, if you observe this is the footer, this is the header, right? If you go to the fragments, in the fragments you can see the reusable components, shell header and shell footer, right? Let's go to the header part. Okay, this name is my application, right? So I am going to give some meaningful name, complaint registration management. Okay, okay, for example, I want to change this icon. Click on here. You can click on the icon, right? Either you can use any external icons, otherwise I am going to use, okay, any registration, any kind of icon. Compliant. For testing purpose, we can take any one thing. Let me take this. Okay, select. Okay, complaint restriction management. For example, you want to change the color, right? You can go here, style. Okay, here you can search with the style. Okay, so in the style, what you can do, background, color. For example, you want to show white, it will show white. Okay, for example, in the style, If you want to show orange, it will show. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to the footer section. So I can remove unnecessarily, okay, footers. This one also I'm going to remove it. Okay, here you can change the content to, see here you can change the copyrights. Okay, hello integration restricted by hello integration world at the rate 2024-25 copyrights. You can give any meaningful name, okay, for your testing. Okay, save it. Okay, so now I'm going to main start. Okay, now I'm going to run this form. Okay, complaint name, water charges, contact number, complaint type, billing, water charges, priority medium, status open. But we can change the status automatically. Okay, in future sessions we can change the status based on the particular condition. Okay, so let's click on that, submit. So record saved successfully. Okay, so this is the way how we can create a simple complaint form. Okay, so I'm going to come up with the new sessions. So if you like this video, please subscribe and share, and you can provide your valuable feedback. Thanks.